Hey everyone, welcome back to another writing video. My name's Alyssa and this is my channel, She Writes Books. Today, I am happy that I finally wrote a script out for a video. These 2 pages are what I'm going to be looking at because I've tried doing this video so much. I've tried explaining this story so much because I want to tell you about the story without giving you the entire thing, so I wrote down an entire synopsis. That seems kind of long, but may not be that long because it's such a kind of thin notebook, or like there's not enough room. Having a hiccup. So I'm going to be doing an all about my novel video for my novel Kyle's Purgatory, which is what I'm currently working on. And I'm currently on part 2, and what I've figured out recently, as I've had revelations about my book, is I'm going to have to put book 2 with book 1, or I get to put book 2 with book 1, because book 1 is very short. It's 94 pages. I have it right here. This is it. It's 94 pages. That's the date that I started it and the date that I finished it. Well, the second draft. I'm actually having my best friend's mom read through this for me right now. Or I don't know if she's started it already. But she's a creative writing major, so maybe she can help me edit along with another family friend of ours. But I'm just going to go off my notes, so I apologize for continuing to look down, but I just had to write notes. So, the title is Kyle's Purgatory. That's always been, well, once I came up with that title and kind of had it sit for a little bit while I was working on the first draft, that is what came to mind and stuck. And the theme for the book is fighting with your inner demons while trying to survive fighting actual demons, and getting pulled into an entirely new and dark and twisted world, which I'm dealing a lot more with right now in the second half of the book, which makes me really excited because this second half of the book allows me to have my spin-off, which I'm going to be working on for Camp NaNoWriMo, and there's also another spin-off that, well, one of the chapters that I'm working on right now, chapter 10, is one of the chapters that kind of is allowing me to do yet another spin-off. So I'll have 2 spin-offs to kind of dive deeper into those stories. And the synopsis, because I want to keep this video somewhat short. So, the synopsis is this book takes place in 2 towns, April and Harrison. Harrison mainly, because our main family, the Gray family, lives in Harrison. And, sorry. So, I'm just going to read off of here because I don't want to, film this video again. So, this book takes place at first in Harrison and April, California. Again, fictional towns that I created. And they're kind of within this even bigger, like, fictional town. It's kind of like Lake Tahoe, where there's a bunch of different towns, and I used the layout of Lake Tahoe as my layout for Lake Ridge. So, I do have other stories that take place within Lake Ridge, but these are, like, the 2 towns that are away for, like, still a part of Lake Ridge, but away from everything. So they're in the forest. There's a lake, which we won't really see much, but we're more so in the forest a lot, and it's very dim and gloomy and kind of picture like near Seattle. and that kind of thing. So, well, even though Seattle, where's a gloomy place here? I don't know. I'm trying to think of it's kind of like Seattle weather, if I had to compare it to anything. So, moving on. Kyle and his friends are believed to be dead and are buried. I always have a hard time with that word. Buried until one day Kyle's siblings, Morgan, Piper, and Sadiq, along with two of Kyle's friends' family members, so family member, member. So I have Kyle. He has a couple of friends. One of them is the brother of this family member that I'm talking about, and the other one is the cousin. So that's why she's pulled into it. Her name is Marguerite, and they experience paranormal happenings that lead them into a dark and otherworldly place called Purgatory. It is a game of cat and mouse, while Morgan, Piper, and Marguerite also have to deal with being the hosts to some witches wanting desperately to be reborn, until everyone finds themselves trapped inside Purgatory, and Kyle may be the only one who can save them before they too disappear from our world and become one with the dead. So that is pretty much a synopsis of my story. I'm sorry I had to read it off of my journal. Look how sick this first insert that I was just reading from. I'm almost done with this, but it got thick because I added a lot of photos. But sorry, had to read from it. I've been continually trying to do this video, and I just haven't gotten it. So I wrote it down and wanted to read from it. We got that out of the way. So that's the synopsis of my novel that I've been working on since 2018. And it took the same amount of time actually to write draft 1 of book 1 as it did to write draft 2. So I started both of them in August, around August 8th, which is when I started the first book, or when I came up with the idea of the first book, and then I started it a couple days after. But August 8th is the anniversary of it, and I'm hoping, I really want to have my book come out on August 8th, but I don't know if that would happen because it's not really ready. And yeah, so this story, how I got the idea for it is I was watching Ghost Adventures one night in 2018, and they had this word come up, and the word was psychomantium, which means you have two mirrors facing each other, and it creates this kind of portal for spirits to pass through from our world into theirs. And I thought that was interesting, so I wrote it down in a notebook that's actually over in my bookshelf over there. I think it's over in my bookshelf. I think it is. I wrote it down, and then I continued watching the episode. The first image that came to my mind was Morgan standing in front of the mirrors, and Morgan is an 18-year-old boy. I picture him being Carl from The Walking Dead, because Chandler Riggs was the first one. Like, he popped up into my mind in Morgan's room with his hood over his head, wearing a black sweater, black pants, like I am right now, that you can't see, and black shoes, just everything black. He has a chain, well, this wasn't planned, but he has a chain around his neck, and that chain used to hold a cross, and the cross used to be, or like the full necklace used to be Kyle's. And that's actually a little piece from my dad. His family's Catholic, but he's not really, like, he doesn't really go to church. And I don't think I really have my characters as like church goers, but I have Morgan holding on to that chain. And then on his wrist, his right wrist, he has a tattoo with smile, the word smile, because that's what Kyle always made him do. And he got the tattoo on his birthday after, well, not on his birthday, but on, like, shortly after Kyle passed. It has Kyle, and then it has his family's name written inside the cross, and KM, Kyle Morgan, on the bottom. And he was, in my mind, he was just rubbing the tattoo, and that scene pops up quite a lot in the first book, but it scared me so bad that I didn't even want to have anything to do with the book. And my mom actually helped me name him, and I ended up, there was one night where I was just crying because it was like the feeling of the room in my mind was not a good feeling. It was a very dark and scary feeling. So trying to go to sleep with that in my head did not help. And a couple days go by after getting that initial image in my head of Morgan standing in front of the mirrors. I knew there was something about that room. I have not discovered really what that room is about. I'm sure I will further on, but excuse me. I've always wondered, like, who is Morgan? I figured out who Morgan was, and then all of 2018, while I was writing the first draft, I was trying to think of who Kyle was. Who is Kyle? Who is his brother? Who is this fish that I named after my character? This one over here that you can't see. There you go. That one's Kyle, which you can't really see. And then this one is Sadiq. And I don't even know if you can. That one's Morgan. He's a crown tail, double tail. So that book kept me going, or this book kept me going throughout 2018, because that was one of the worst years that I've had. And then 2019 came, and I wanted to, like, focus on paranormal stories. I wrote that short story collection, She's Here, which is still on Amazon, by the way. And then it took me a while to actually get back into the story to write draft 2. But once I did, I was really happy being back in that world, even though it's such a scary, like, dark and scary world to me. Every single bit of this story is brought up from my fears, my anxiety, a little bit of my depression that I did go through for, like, 2018, 2019, 2017, all 3 of those years. And that's why it's so dark, is because it's just a combination of everything that I was feeling. And I don't know, I just kind of want to do it justice, even though I don't have, like, the ability or, like, the resources, I guess, to where I can make it the most professional that I can make it. So I'm going to do what I can, and then I'm going to share the story, hopefully around August 8th. I don't know. We will see. Yeah, that's just kind of the story. I gave you a synopsis, I gave you the theme, I gave a little bit of the background. It pretty much is also inspired by, or like the original idea, because now that I'm remembering, and I don't want to forget to tell you, that Ghost Adventures episode where they mentioned Psychomantium, they're actually looking at a abandoned orphanage, and I think it was called Twin Bridges Orphanage. And in the book, I actually have Kyle's mom, the children's mom, wanting to open the estate as an orphanage. And I have the room that they mentioned, the Psychomantium with the mirrors, be Kyle's room, or be Morgan's room. So that's the little bit of connection there. And yeah, I guess that's kind of everything on how, like, what this book is about, without giving so much away. Like, I feel like I've given quite a bit away as I'm writing it and telling you guys about it in my writing vlogs, but I wanted to give like a full synopsis, so I'm sorry I had to read from this, but I'm pretty sure at some point we will have to read from our notes out loud, because we can't always remember everything, and I'm bad at that. So yeah, that is my novel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to one day be able to share this story with you guys, and that you'll like it. Yeah, I also think that this is, like, for anyone who knows me in real life, I feel like it's, because a lot of people know that I write, like, in my church as well. A lot of people know that I write, or pretty much everyone does, and I just don't think they would expect me to write something like this. But I hope they'll still like it if they read it. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but I hope people give it a shot, and I hope you will too. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry it seems like a little all over the place, but I'm trying to film this so much, which is why I took the notes like I said, and I finally filmed the video, so I hope you enjoyed it, even though it's probably not the best all about my novel video. I'm still gonna put it out there, and let me know if there's any other types of videos that you want to see about this story, Kyle's Purgatory, and I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye!